Brazil,
Japan,
France,
Germany,
butterfly, borboleta,
Chocho,
papillon,
Schmetterling,
hospital, hospital,
病院、
hôpital,
Krankenhaus,
ambulance, ambulância,
救急車、
ambulance,
Krankenwagen,
sex, sexo,
Sex,
sex,
Geschlechtsverkehr.
Hello and welcome to the... I don't even know what number episode of...
Good news, everyone!
This is a special edition known as I Lost Track of What Day of the Week It Was edition. I had some uploading problems on Monday, and then just clean forgot that the middle of the week was Wednesday, and I had committed to uploading an episode, so what you get now is a bumper edition. Also, it's Easter, so I have these, and I'm trying something new with my lighting. I might keep it, I might not. I think it looks pretty cool. Okay, so today's Instagram recommendations are Mad Max Fluffy Road, which is Maxine the Corgi. You may have seen her in several internet videos where she is being carried around in her human's backpack, because obviously there is a rule on the New York subway, if you didn't know, that dogs are permitted on the subway, but they must be carried in a bag. Which I do recommend googling, because there are some really excellent pictures of dogs in bags. But yes, Maxine is both fluffy and adorable. So give her a look, because she's precious. My second recommendation is not so much cute as it is fun. It's just called Simpsons Clips. And you'll never guess what they post. They post clips from The Simpsons, but like the good episodes, the older ones. And they're obviously very short, but it's great fun to sort of just, it's great fun to, like, just be scrolling your feed and see a clip from the Simpsons that you've sort of forgotten about, because I always say that, oh, this is one of my favourite quotes from The Simpsons, but to be honest, before a certain season, they were all my favourite quotes, so... My Twitter recommendations today are We Rate Dogs, which, again, you'll never guess what this Twitter account does. It is one of those sort of wholesome and delightful things, and they post pictures of dogs and give them ratings, and they're all wonderful, so I recommend you check them out. And also the Walt Disney Company Archives, which is a museum-type thing that has basically a bunch of stuff from Disney movies, Disney theme parks, and they just post stuff from their collection, and it's really interesting. I mean, if you're interested in A, Disney, or B, theme parks at all, and I am interested in both. So that might be just for me, but I mean, give it a look, it's really interesting. Today's live cameras are from the Frying Pan Ocean Cam. This is a camera attached to the Frying Pan Shoals Light Tower, which is a decommissioned lighthouse from, it's 39 miles southeast of Southport, North Carolina, 32 miles from Bald Head Island, because they have a lot of fun naming things in America. And yeah, so it does move around, but you just get some very relaxing shots of the sea, and it's, well, I mean, I don't know about you, but we all need as much stress relief as you can get at the moment, and since most of us can't get to the sea right now, it's nice to have. My other live cam recommendation is, you've probably seen this, if you Google sort of Scandinavia or Norway, you're going to get a picture of this place. It's the Lofoten Islands, and this particular one is located in the village of Henningsvær. I think I got that right, I'm not really sure. I don't think I know any people from Norway. Anyway, it's a live camera in this lovely fishing village, and it says it's a good place to watch the Northern Lights on. I don't know how accurate that is, because as far as I know, cameras have trouble picking up the Northern Lights, but it's pretty anyway, so give it a look. Obviously, it's quite similar to Greenwich Mean Time, I think. So check that out, because sometimes it's just dark. My YouTube recommendations this week are, first of all, we have Film Joy, and I literally cannot recommend this channel enough, because it's A, fun, and B, very well put together. If you are friends with me, you've probably heard of Movies with Mikey at some point. Basically, Mikey Newman does video essays on various movies, and they are excellent by themselves, but then you also have things like Deep Dive, where they look at these movies and try and find something to love about them, and even if they don't, it's still fun to watch, because it's like, why did they, and then this happens, and okay. But they just did one on Queen of the Damned, which is my favourite sort of 90s bad, it's not bad, it's just sort of cheesy vampire movie, but it's great fun to watch. So A, watch Queen of the Damned, and B, go look at Film Joy, because if you have even a pinch of interest in films. And my other YouTube account recommendation is Expedition Theme Park. Now, as I mentioned, I have a fascination with theme park history and things like that, but basically this channel does videos on the past, present and future of various theme parks all over the world, like the rides, the attractions, things like that. It's, again, very interesting, so I do recommend checking that out if you have any interest at all in roller coasters. And again, because we can't go to any theme parks right now, this is supposed to be good news. I am already regretting these bunny ears, I tell you. Aside from the fact that they are currently squeezing my head, it's really hot in here anyway, because my fan is off, because I cannot edit out the noise of that. Oh, yes, so if you do hear any weird noises, my window is open, because I would die otherwise. My book recommendations this week. I have actually sort of technically three. As I said, it's very hot. Two of them are from the same author, and they kind of go together. But so my first book recommendation is this. It's The Creative License by Danny Gregory. I just realised I probably held the book over my mouth there, but don't worry, because there'll be a picture on the screen of the book. Yeah, but basically it's written by a man called Danny Gregory, and it's sort of he draws things. He's an artist. He's also a writer, so it's mostly sort of about that, but it's basically just about being creative, allowing yourself to be creative, and also just to suck at it if you're not very good at things. Like, I can't draw for anything. I can maybe draw like Bart and Homer Simpson, and that's about it. But I like to write, and I like to doodle, and I like to colour. But yeah, so, and the thing about this book is it's also just really enjoyable to like look through, because it's got lots of illustrations, and the actual font is his own handwriting. You can read it; it's legible and everything. But it's just nice to have, like, it's not just text; it's also pictures, and it's just the way it's laid out. I very much recommend it if you're, if you're thinking of, I don't want to say becoming a creative, but, just if you want to start journaling or drawing more or writing and things like that, this is a good encouragement. And the other book is also by Danny Gregory, and it's called An Illustrated Life. And it's just pages from quite a few different artists' journals. Find a good one for you. And it's not it's laid out in basically the same way as the other one. It is printed, it's not his handwriting, but it's just like, it's pages and pages of things like this. But it's all different, like there's so many different art styles in this book. Oh no, I can't show that one. That's got boobs. the one page in this book with boobs. And I had to find it. Right. Yeah, so if you're at all interested, again, in journaling or sketching or becoming, starting to improve your art skills, I would pick this up. And again, this is also just a beautiful book to have. It's really like relaxing and chill to just sort of sit and read occasionally. And this and The Creative License. Oh, please don't fall. This and The Creative License are two sort of big inspirations for me. Like I bought them when I was a wayward youth. Okay, I was never wayward. A wayward youth, just getting into sort of starting to actually create things more. So yeah, anyway, check them out. My third book recommendation is very different from those. It's a sci-fi book by Robert Heinlein, and it's called Farmer in the Sky. So this book is, I don't actually know what year he wrote it. It feels like it was sort of 50s and 60s, but I will check. So basically, this book is about a young man who, his dad decides he's going to emigrate to Ganymede. That's written in the 50s. Okay, yes, and it definitely feels that way. So yeah, this kid called Bill, and his dad's called George. It's just, very original because they only had 4 names in the 50s. Everybody knows this. So his dad's going to emigrate to Ganymede, which is a farming colony, and Bill would be left behind, but he decides he wants to go. Now, so it's about that and the journey and the hardships they face when they get there. I think it's very interesting. However, Bill is somewhat like Adrian Mole in that he's quite up himself, but he's also actually quite good at some things. Although he is also an actual literal Boy Scout, and it's a little bit golly gee. And also, I don't know what women complain about. Cooking isn't that hard and things like that. But it's quite a fun peek at 50s sci-fi and the whole process of them applying and the journey and actually getting there and realizing that this is not at all what they thought it was going to be is very interesting. So I do recommend it. I think it's actually quite cheap on the Kindle. My copy is a second-hand hardback and not very pretty to look at, so I didn't bring it over. But yeah, give it a look if you fancy some ye olde sci-fi. Alrighty. My two series recommendations this week are Daria, which if you had MTV in the early 90s, you will have probably seen. Daria is a cynical teen with big boots and a best friend called Jane, who is an artist, and it's basically about her daily life in high school. I love it because Daria is very dry and sarcastic, and I just, something about that speaks to me. And it's fun, it's clever, and also the music. Depending on where you find it, the music is just great because it's really nostalgic. Some of the newer versions of it don't have that music because they had just an absolute shedload of copyright issues. So just, if you find a stream with generic music, see if you can find another one because the music is an awesome part of it. But yes, I highly recommend Daria. It's good fun, plus the theme song's also just awesome. My other recommendation is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, if you've seen it, you know it is amazing. It's 3 series books about this kid called Aang, who is found in an iceberg. And basically, in this world, there are firebenders, waterbenders, earthbenders, and airbenders. And basically, they have power over each one of those elements. And the Avatar can control, has power over all of them. Traditionally, you can only do one. And without going into too much detail, he gets found by 2 people from the Water Tribe. And yeah, just watch it. It is so good. It has some of the best character development I've ever seen in a series, really. And it also has Uncle Iroh in it, who is one of my most favourite characters in anything ever. And I also now want a Sky Bison. You'll see what I mean. But it's on UK Netflix. I don't know if it's on US Netflix. It's usually up somewhere. It's so good. It will rip your heart out on several occasions, but that's okay. Yes. Oh, okay. I have some fun, uplifting news for you this week. I'll do the less fun one first, but this one's more interesting than fun. But so, because so many countries are on lockdown, it means that obviously, aside from the fact that pollution has calmed right down, it also means that seismic activity has calmed down as well. So what this means is that seismologists all over the world can now actually observe the Earth's proper seismic activity, so they can predict things like earthquakes a lot faster. So basically all these seismologists are, communicating, assuming they're using Zoom or something, who knows, they're getting together and sharing research and stuff so they can figure out, earthquakes and things way sooner, which I think is just, that's good. Okay, and the other uplifting news is possibly my most favourite thing, and I'm going to take these ears off because I'm actually just getting a headache now. Happy Easter. Okay, so, yes. In Chicago, there is an animal shelter. It's animal control, actually. Every single animal was adopted from this one shelter. All of them. It was completely empty, and that has never happened before because all these people wanted a lockdown buddy. How good is that? Every single animal found a home. I love it. So, stuff to do. Marvel has made a bunch of their comics free in the Marvel Plus app, which can be obtained on the Google Play and iTunes store. And there's a whole bunch of them. Hang on, let me read this out. There's quite a few, which should keep you busy. So we have Avengers vs X-Men, Civil War, Amazing Spider-Man, Red Goblin, Black Panther, Thanos Wins, X-Men Milestones, Dark Phoenix Saga, Avengers Kree/Skrull War, Avengers Volume 1, The Final Host, Fantastic Four Volume 1, Forever, and I feel like it's important to point out that the 4 is spelled like 4, so it's Forever, Black Widow Volume 1, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Most Wanted, Captain America, Winter Soldier Ultimate, and Captain Marvel Volume 1, Higher, Further, Faster, More. Which I'm assuming means she just fights Daft Punk. Sorry, it's not Marvel Plus, it's Marvel Unlimited. But it's the same app, you can download it on Google Play or iTunes. And that is available from April 2nd to Monday, May the 4th. Alright, and the other stuff to do is basically, it's more of a recommendation, suggestion, really. Go online with your friends. Like, at the moment I've sort of got a scheduled weekly FaceTime with a friend, and we are also, we each pick out like a colouring page, and then we both colour it separately and then see what the other ones come up with. It's nice, because obviously this is going to go on for a while and I miss my friends. So yeah, don't have to do that. You can also watch movies with your friends, and there are several things to help you do that online, so you don't have to, physically go to them, because you shouldn't be. There is Netflix Party, which is I think the one that everybody knows about. It's a Chrome extension, and there is also Scener, which is SCENER, which also does Netflix, which is also a Chrome extension. And there is something called 27, the words 27, which has a video chat feature, but it also supports more services. So there's Netflix, there's Amazon Prime, HBO Now, YouTube and Vimeo, and if you pay the subscription fee, you can also do Hulu and Disney+. The subscription prices used to be a little bit higher, but because of everything that's going on, the current paid features are all $3 a month. So, I may actually try that at some point. And then there is MetaStream, which is live chat, so no video chat, but Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, Twitch, and Crunchyroll. Which is, so if you want to watch things online with friends, I recommend those. I haven't tried all of them yet, but I know, you find the one that works for you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. And I also recommend playing games. Now, obviously, there's your usual shooty type games. I'm particularly fond of Left 4 Dead. But there's also things like Evil Apples, which is an app for both iPhone and Android. And Evil Apples is basically Cards Against Humanity, which you can play with friends without having to be in the same room. It's fun. If you win, it plays, I think it's Ode to Joy, really loudly. And yeah, I do recommend it. If you are at all, I don't want to be like edgy, but if you're easily offended, maybe don't play this game. It's not for everybody. I like it, but I'm a terrible person. And there's also, which is a bit of a tone shift, but Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is a PC, Switch, and I think it's available on other consoles. It's one of my most favourite games. You inherit a farm. It's the usual thing. You inherit a farm and you have to tidy it up and run it and make it profitable. But it's so much more than that. There's mining, crafting, cooking. You can make friends with all the villagers. You can marry one of them. There's fishing, obviously farming. But you don't have to do any of that. You can do what you want. And you can also mod the heck out of it as well. So on PC, that is. Oh yes, also you can play it on your phone, which I have been doing. And you can do multiplayer, which is it's really chill and it's just nice. So I very much recommend that. It's not very expensive at all. I think it's about $15 or local equivalent. It's cheaper on mobile devices, but it is just such a nice game. And I play it online with a few friends, and it's great. We have a farm. I think I just named it so it's The Farm. But yeah, if you haven't got that, I do recommend. If farming games are your thing, it's not for everybody. But if you like that sort of wholesome content, I very much recommend it. Okay, so that is it for the bumper edition of Good News Everyone. If you have watched all of this, if you've watched all the way to the end, why? Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed it. Oh yes, I meant to say I spent way too much money on Velcro this week. What a rip-off. Oh yes, and also I have some Freddy underwear. They're never on time, but it's okay, because they're late bloomers. Yeah, you watched the whole way to the end for this, so I hope you're happy with yourself. No, but I do thank you for your continued viewing, the ones and twos of people who are my viewers. I'm enjoying doing this, so I hope you get something out of it as well. And let me know what you think of the lighting. I like it, but let me know what you think. I'm going to stop recording now. I'm gonna open my my blind and let some air in, and also turn my fan on because I am about to melt and then evaporate. So have a lovely Easter weekend. Stay safe. Hope you're happy. Eat as much chocolate as you like. You have my full permission. I will see you on Monday, or thereabouts. Assuming I don't forget what day it is again. Bye!